Hi guys, today we'll be talking about envy or jealousy, depending on which word you use. What I'll be talking about is wanting something that someone else has and not, wanting to protect what is yours. Envy is a very complex and interesting emotion because people don't like to admit that they're envious of someone. And it's not something that's talked about in society because it's not one of the emotions that have been deemed acceptable to talk about. You can tell someone that someone made you angry, or that you do not like someone, or that you hate someone. But telling someone that you're envious of someone or someone else is a whole different thing. And sometimes we don't even admit it to ourselves that we are envious towards someone because there's a lot of shame surrounding it, there's a lot of uncomfortability surrounding it, but it's a normal emotion. Just because people don't talk about it does not mean you're the only one feeling it. As we talked about in the first video, we won't be running away from uncomfortable things, and I talked about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and accepting all those parts of you. One of the ugly things that we do not want to accept, but we won't run away, we will face it, because not admitting it or avoiding talking about it will not make it any less true. It won't make you now less envious of the person. So envy comes about when someone has something that we want for ourselves. It can be a quality they have. They might be outspoken, they might be brave, and you want that for yourself. They might have a house or a car or a phone that you want. They may also have a form of success that you also want for yourself. They might have started a business and they're pursuing it and they're doing well in it. And you also want the same for yourself. Most of the times, we get into tearing the person down. So you can do this. You can talk bad about the person. You can gossip the person. You can try to get in their way, depending on the level of envy you're at, and depending on how much it has consumed you. You can actually go and get in their way and sabotage whatever they're trying to do. But it doesn't change that you're not where you want to be. It may appeal to you emotionally. It may make you feel good emotionally. You'll feel so good talking trash about this person, but it doesn't change the fact that you do not have the body you want. It doesn't change the fact that you still haven't opened the business that you want to open. It doesn't change that fact. And so it's only something, it's like a temporary solution. And actually, it's not even a solution. It masquerades as a solution, but it's actually not. It's something that's going to keep you there and make you not grow. One thing you should figure out is why you're actually envious of the person, because you won't be envious of something that you do not want for yourself. Let's say a friend of yours has started a construction company, but you want nothing to do with construction. You still find yourself envious of them. So it's important to know why you're envious of them so that you can work on it in yourself. You may be envious of the fact that they actually risked. You may be envious because they were brave enough to actually follow their dreams and you're not doing the same for your dreams. You may be envious because you also want to be a business owner, but you haven't started your business. When we see someone else having whatever we want, it triggers comparison in us. And as you compare yourself, you will feel less than, you will feel this other person is, telling you you're at this lower level, even if they're not doing that. It's like you feel like they're bragging, but they're not bragging. They're just living life. They're actually taking action in their life and they're happy about where they are. But to you, it's a reminder that you're not where you want to be. And that's why it really hurts. And it will make you feel insecure and it will make you feel inferior to other people. Some of the reasons why we feel envy is because you might have a scarcity versus an abundance mindset. And you think that their success means that you're a failure, and that because they're successful, then you can't be successful too. It's like someone has to dim their light so that the other person can shine, but that's not how it works. Two people can shine at the same time, and they look even better shining together, to be honest. So you may think a place is saturated, and that's the excuse that you'll give to yourself to not pursue something. But other people have not. People have gone into saturated places and actually succeeded? What if Rihanna hadn't, gone into the beauty industry? Like, it was already there. There were already companies that were successful. But what if she hadn't given us Fenty? What if she had said to herself, the industry is so saturated, and I can't get into a place where it's that saturated and actually win? What if your favorite artist had said, the music industry is so saturated, I won't get an audience for my songs? What if they had said that? You wouldn't have your favorite songs. You wouldn't have the song that, comforts you comfort you when you're crying about your ex. You wouldn't have a song that makes you feel good about yourself. You wouldn't have something that you relate to so deeply. And you have convinced yourself that there is no space for you on earth. But why would God put you on earth if there's no space for you? If there's no space for you to shine? Why? You're robbing the world of your uniqueness, and you're using this excuse to actually not do what you want to do. And there's this quote that I had that just convinces me that honestly, the world is abundant. And it says that the sun shines on everyone. It shines on literally everyone. And I think many aspects of the world are like this. We have so much land on earth. We still haven't been able to fill it yet. We have so much water. There are vast oceans. There are so many rivers. There are so many resources. Like, the world just speaks of abundance. But we like to stay in this mindset of there is scarcity. But that's not true. And you really need to get out of that mindset so that you can go after anything that you want. There is space for you on this earth. There is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Another thing that you might be telling yourself is that it's possible for other people, but it's not possible for you. And this is why you need to sit down with yourself and agree to not be your biggest hater. You can't be your biggest hater. Imagine. You just can't. Because if you're your biggest hater, who will cheer you on? You won't be cheered on at every single point by everyone else. And you don't need validation from other people. It's good to have validation from other people, but it's important to have that validation from yourself, because if you don't believe that you can do it, you won't do it. You actually won't do it at all. I want you to ask yourself why you think out of all the human beings in the world, you can't make it. Whatever it is that you think will make you not succeed, look for someone who has that same quality and look at how they're succeeding. I'll give you this example. There was a time where people who are plus size were told that they could not be models. But look at them now. There are people with vitiligo who are models right now. You may find someone with the same quality you have who has succeeded, but then if you don't find someone, the people who started these things, did not have anyone to look up to. They just did it. And it may not be like the same thing, but you can look at someone who had a disadvantage and they still went for it and use that to pursue what you want. It may be a problem of self-identity, but then it may be also you don't trust yourself to do it because you haven't built the muscle or you haven't built the skill you need so that you can succeed. If you're passive and you wait for things to happen for yourself and then you set a goal for yourself to start something and then you don't follow through, and maybe this has happened so many times that you say you want something, you say that you will pursue something, and then you don't follow through, you won't trust yourself to actually take you where you want to be. Either that you have shown yourself that you're not someone to be trusted, or there's something in you that you feel like is a disqualifier for you. So get to know which one it is for you, or if it's both, so that you can work on it. If it's to do with the fact that you don't trust yourself to do it, you can start with something small. You can say that you will do this and this tomorrow and actually follow through. You can do a mini project and follow through. That will build the trust that you have in yourself, and you'll be able to actually do the big thing that you want to do. Another thing is we want things quickly. We live in microwave timing, but don't plant a seed today and have a fruit tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. There are seeds that take 3 months to produce whatever they're producing, like coriander. It takes like 3 months. There are seeds that will take like 3 years to produce something and produce whatever it is. It's important for you to have realistic timing so that when you see someone else having the fruits right now, you can remind yourself that it didn't happen overnight. It always seems like it's an overnight success, but it didn't happen overnight. It has actually taken them time to see that their effort is actually bearing fruits. So that's something you need to be realistic about. You won't start today and by the end of the week, you've reached your target. That's not how it works. You need to learn to be patient and to remind yourself that, you know what, I have put this in place. And because I have put these things in place, I know I'll get there. It may not be now, but I know I will get there. Ensure that your strategy is actually the right strategy to get there so that you're not disappointed. I was thinking about people cutting down a tree with an axe. And the story is there's a person who does not sharpen their axe, and then there's someone who sharpens their axe. The one who sharpens the axe will take time to sharpen the axe, and that's the strategy I'm talking about. Take time to sharpen that axe so that when you start cutting down the tree, you won't get discouraged because you'll feel like you're not moving because the axe is blunt. As you get realistic with the timing, it's important to sharpen that axe is you creating a better strategy. And that better strategy will help you, cut the tree down and get your results in good time. If you do not sharpen your axe, you might get the tree down, but there will be a lot of frustration. It will take longer, and sometimes it will make you give up. You may feel like you're not getting anywhere because the strategy isn't right. So as we get realistic on the time, let's ensure that our strategy will actually get us where we want to be. Something else to do is create your version of success. Yes, you're envious of this person because they're doing this, but what's your version? What's your version of success? Write it down, be clear on it, and create that strategy that will get you there. The tough thing about this is that you have to accept where you are. You just have to accept that for this and this reason, I'm not there. And just because now I'm aware of it and I'm actually changing the things that I need to change to actually get there, it won't happen immediately. And this other person that you're envious of, they will still have it ahead of you. You need to comfort yourself, get to a place where you're fine with where you are because you have put systems in place to get you there and you're actually pursuing it. It needs to be enough for you at the moment because even if you're frustrated and dissatisfied, does it change a thing? It doesn't. So it needs to be enough for you. And you need to forgive yourself for not pursuing it. You need to forgive yourself for being the reason you're where you are and make peace with it. And I'd suggest doing it quick because the quicker you make peace with it, the quicker you can move on. I know it's hard to do it. You don't have another you. You have to forgive yourself and move forward. This will help you celebrate with people when they're happy and when they're succeeding because you're also going to get there. You're just clapping until it's your turn. Until next time, bye.